and she thinks it's safe. You have it. Well, then I'm sure it's all just her imagination.
What's your point?
No, well, the point is, she's suspicious, and I can't control her.
That's too bad, Mom, because I was counting on you distracting her. If she digs, she's gonna start finding things, and today is crucial. We have to keep her away from Peter and Parkman when we take them down. Mom, do you hear me? I want Claire as far away from all of this as possible. Mom.
I think we have a bigger problem now.
Discharge was granted September 11th.
Well, that was easy.
Easier than you think.
The real problem is this, James. 2 decades, there will be 7 billion human beings on this planet. Most of them brown, yellow, or black. All of them hungry. All of them determined to love. They'll swarm out of their breeding grounds into Europe and North America. Hence Vietnam. An all-out effort there will give us control of South Asia for decades to come. And with proper planning, we can reduce the population to 550 million by the end of the century. I know. I've seen the data.
We sound rather like gods reading the Doomsday Book, don't we?
Well, someone has to do it. Not only will the nations affected be better off, but the techniques developed there can be used to reduce our own excess population. Blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexican Americans, poverty-prone whites, and so forth.
Discharge was granted September 11th.
You're here because you sense something wrong with the world. Something you can't explain. But you know it controls you and everyone you care about.
What are you talking about?
Money. Money hasn't been real since we got off the gold standard. It's become virtual. Software, the operating system of our world. And Elliot, we are on the verge of taking down this virtual reality. Think about it. What if you could take down one conglomerate? A conglomerate so deeply entrenched in the world's economy, that too big to fail doesn't even come close to describing it.
You want to create another financial meltdown like the one we just had, but way worse. Yeah, why would I want that? Everyone would lose their money.
What if I told you that this conglomerate just so happens to own 70% of the global consumer credit industry? Huh? If we hit their data center just right, we could systematically format all the servers, including backup.
That would erase
All the debt we owe them. Every record of every credit card, loan, and mortgage would be wiped clean. It'd be impossible to reinforce outdated paper records. It would all be gone. The single biggest incident of wealth redistribution in history.
Exit polls having 5 points down. No, I never listen to polls. Be ready, Nathan. Today you will become a congressman. In time, you will lead the country.
As long as I let this city become a nuclear wasteland.
And let my brother explode. Yeah, you can't stop that. No one can. It's what comes next. I mean, that is entirely up to us. Your father will be very proud.
Polly, would have me committed for even considering this nonsense.
Well, clearly your mother didn't tell you.
Only what?
Your father was one of us. Someone with great power. He tried to make a difference in the world. He did all he could, and that wasn't enough. He just gave up. Your father was weak.
So you planning on seeing him?
See who?
Your brother. He's in town. Saw him on TV this morning.
I didn't see that. I haven't seen him in months. Not really talking at the moment.
Huh. Maybe you won't mind me being honest. It scares the hell out of me.
What's that?
My family's from Iran. The things he's talking about protecting the country from dangerous people, it's code. It's not very subtle either. He's talking about people like me who are different, so we're scary. But you wouldn't know anything about that.
Believe me, I know more than you think. Hello? Claire?
Peter, thank God.
Hey, where are you?
I'm in New York. We have to stop them.
Stop who?
Your mom, Nathan, they're planning something bad. I thought it was Siler, but it's them.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I think they're talking about rounding up people with abilities. They already started taking them. This guy in Memphis, he disappeared.
Wait a minute, slow down.
They were talking on the phone. Your mom, your brother. They were talking about keeping me out of the way so I wouldn't find out. They're going after Matt Parkman today. We have to stop them.
Okay, look, just
take a deep breath, all right?
I have to warn Matt.
Last time I saw you...
I know. It's been a long time. Keeping out of trouble?
Trying to. Although, you ever get the feeling like you're meant to do something extraordinary?
I used to. Turns out I was mistaken.
See anyone?
I try not to. Everybody's under the radar. All except your brother, of course.
Well, you know Nathan.
Seems like every time I pick up a newspaper or turn on the TV, there he is, right out in the open. He's not wrong, you know. These powers, uncontrolled, unrestricted, I see only danger in that.
Do you?
I was living proof of it.
Okay, so what happens when the government wants to step in?
That's a necessary risk I'm willing to accept.
Segregation. Internment camps. People hiding underground?
We'll agree to disagree.
How much do I owe you?
It's okay. It's on me.
Why the charade? Running around dressed like the Flash.
To give people hope, Detective.
Hope.
So I can rip it away from them. It's so fun pretending to be a hero.
You are no hero. You're nothing but a monster. You're nothing but a monster. You're a monster.
Community fails to disarm Iraq. We fear that other rogue states will be encouraged to believe that they too can have these weapons, these most deadly of weapons, to systematically defy international resolutions, and that the world will do nothing to stop them. That is the ultimate nightmare which the world must take decisive and effective steps to prevent.
And effective steps to prevent. Possession of chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons by terrorists would constitute a direct, undeniable, and lethal threat to the world, including to Canada and its people. The world has tried other means for years, but so far to no avail. We cannot walk away from the threat that Iraq's continued possession of weapons of mass destruction constitutes to its region and to the wider world. In the final analysis, Mr. Speaker, the absolute conviction of the government is that disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world and is therefore manifestly in the national interest of Australia.
In the final analysis, disarming Iraq is necessary for the long-term security of the world, to the collective interests of our historic allies, and therefore manifestly, Mr. Speaker, it is in the national interest of this country.
First rule of tailing somebody, you know how to tail someone. Who are you? What do you want? Answers. Answers to what? To what really happened on June 13th. The hell does that have to do with me? You're Noah Bennett, right? Who do you work for? Renatus. Renatus. Well, I worked at Renatus, but not for Renatus. And I know that you worked for Primatech. Yeah. I sold paper. Sure. Along with bagging and tagging. and keeping powers under wraps.
And you know this how?
Because we're not a secretly owned Primatech.
Primatech is dead. It's a hole in the ground.
Unless it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. June 13th is just the beginning. I don't know of what. And your name is on hundreds of memos and shredded documents. You know something about June 13th that nobody else does.
Let me guess. You're a truther. An apologist for Mahinder Suresh?
And Suresh had nothing to do with Odessa. He was a patsy. How do you not know that, man? What did they do to you?
Get a life. Stay out of mine.
Wait, I have the manuscript. Suresh was just about to publish.
How the hell do you have that?
It's all in here. Now the number of Evos is higher on the planet than ever before. These powers, their numbers are increasing, escalating. Why? Is it evolutionary? Is it because they want to take over, like the media, like the government, like wants us to think? No. They're here to save us.
Save us?
From whatever it is that Renatus is planning.
That's true. Then where are they? Huh? You see any people with powers around here? They are all gone. They are hiding or dead. Believe me, if they were here to save us, I would know.
Listen to me, man. Oh, you called the cops.
That's him. That's the guy.
On the ground, hands above your head.
Oh, you got him, man?
I said down, now.
June 13th did not happen like they say it did.
Listen to me. I have been over that day 1,000 times. My daughter died on that day. You don't just forget a day like that.
You do if someone doesn't want you to remember it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Something big's coming. Something big's coming. How do you not know that, man? Come on, you're moved.
Yeah, I know how time travel works. Sarah?
Well, don't try and talk me out of it. Look, I know you think you're here so you can just lock me in a room until I give birth to the leader of the resistance.
You're right.
But this is the only way to stop Skynet for good.
I already said you're right.
Wait, what?
1997. 2017. Yeah, October 2017.
No, that's too late. That's after Judgment Day.
No, you said everything's changing. You're right about that too. Sarah! Look, I've seen a world where the bombs never fell.
I need to see the suspects. O'Brien, you been drinking? That's what I thought. Look, we're just teeing this up for Homeland. Once they show up, this is their game. For now, drunks and robot mutations ride the bench.
You really don't want a local?
I'm fine.
Let's do what she wants. It's way easier.
Yeah, I pre-ordered Genesis weeks ago. Downloading the second the counter hits 0. No way I'm standing in line for it.
You know about Genesis? How? What is it? Where'd you hear about it?
I'll call you back. Genesis is an operating system? What's it do?
Genesis does everything. My phone will link to my tablet, will link to my computer, will link to my car. Everything in my life uploaded and online 24/7. Totally connected.
Connected to what?
Doctors, excuse us, please.
You're not real. You're not real.
What? You are? Is any of it real? Look at this. Look at it! A world built on fantasy. Synthetic emotions in the form of pills. Psychological warfare in the form of advertising. Mind-altering chemicals in the form of food. Brainwashing seminars in the form of media. Isolated bubbles in the form of social networks. Real? You want to talk about reality? We haven't lived in anything remotely close to it since the turn of the century. We turned it off, took out the batteries, snapped on a bag of GMOs while we tossed the remnants in the ever-expanding dumpster of the human. Look at his branded houses, trademarked by corporations, built on bipolar numbers, jumping up and down on digital displays, hypnotizing us into the biggest slumber mankind has ever seen. Dig pretty deep, kiddo, before you can find anything real. We live in a kingdom of bull. A kingdom you've lived in for far too long. So don't tell me about not being real. I'm no less real than a big beef patty in your... As far as you're concerned, Elliot, I am very real. We are all together now, whether you like it or not.